Transformers is always coming out with new things, but this one might be the coolest I've seen. These are Blokees. These new Blokees Transformer figures are really cool, but they're not like any other Transformer figures. They work a little bit like Gundam does. Once you get a pack, you do have to build it together, but I am so happy that it's much easier to do, because when I got a Gundam set, I struggled quite a bit with that thing. But this one requires no glue, no pliers, no nothing like that. You just take it off the runner and build it. That's basically all you do. And it's so cool to have these. And I bought two of them. I bought Optimus Prime and I bought Bumblebee. Each of these I got at Walmart for $10, which is nuts. But if you do want some for your own, I have the official Blokees website in the description below. Not sponsored, but they are really cool, and I will be getting more in the future. So, with that being said, I want to take a look at Optimus Prime first. So, starting off with Optimus Prime's packaging, wow, the packaging on this guy looks insane. I absolutely love the giant image of Optimus right there, and I just love the colors, and I love how it shines so much, and it just looks beautiful. But at the front you do have Blokees, you have Transformers, you have the Optimus Prime right there in the center, classic class, and of course just some things about the figure and stuff. Very interesting. On the side you do have another image of Optimus, which does look pretty cool. At the other side you do have another image of Optimus, but he does come with a couple other little accessories, just kind of shows you what it's got going on. At the very top you do have an image of Optimus, and at the bottom you just have legal info, all that stuff. And at the back of the box it shows how he works. He has a little bit of a synopsis of himself, and of course it shows you the runners that it does come with, and a little display base that you do see. He looks fantastic, and I cannot wait to get this guy out and start building him. And with that being said, now if you're wondering how you're actually going to build him, he does actually come with an instruction booklet, which has basically all the little info you need on how to build this guy. And it's pretty easy to follow. It's actually a very nice instruction sheet. And also on the back side, it kind of shows you what you get, kind of like a Lego instruction booklet, and also some other figures that you can get. So far you do have Optimus, Bumblebee, Primal, RC, Mirage, and Scourge, which very nice selection. And I believe they do have another version of Primal out of monkey mode, so that's actually pretty cool. So a very nice little instruction booklet that I do appreciate. Another little thing it does show you with these Blokees, since these are a little bit different than the ones that you get in the smaller boxes, he actually has light up features. So it kind of shows you how the light up features work. What it doesn't necessarily tell you is that it does, from what I'm reading, I don't know if I'm just reading it wrong, but I do believe that his light does turn off automatically. So once you hit it, it does turn off, so that's pretty cool. And here is Optimus Prime himself. He looks absolutely amazing. So something that you're going to notice about these little guys is the size of him. He's a very small little dude, but he comes in a box that's like this big, so that's kind of misleading a little bit. I actually thought he was going to be bigger, but he's a little small guy. But I am not mad about it, because this little guy has a lot of awesome stuff to deliver. First of all, the sculpting and the detail on this little guy is absolutely fantastic. I really do love everything that they did about this dude. The painting is fantastic on him, and I'm so glad that we don't have to paint it himself or ourselves. He looks fantastic. I love the silver paint that they used on him and that kind of gunmetal gray that they have around the figure. The blue and the red and little hints of yellow look all fantastic. Like, they did a fantastic job with such a small little figure. It's insane to see just all of that detail come to life, and there's really no need for a paint job unless you really wanted to. I do not see a need for it, and it just looks fantastic. But he does. It's just it's so good. I think the only thing that I could complain about is the neck might be a little too long, but the head sculpt is fantastic, and once you have it at an angle and have it looking down, I think that looks pretty fantastic. He's got so much to offer. I love the posability on this guy, which we'll take a look at in a little bit, but he's got some nice joints, and all the joints on him feel very nice and solid, and I really do enjoy that. Now, he does actually come with some accessories. The fist hands are the only pairs of hands he does come with, but he does actually come with an alternate part. If you do pop off the arm just like so, he does have this beautiful looking cannon, which you just pop onto the joint like that, and boom, it looks fantastic on him. And I love all of that detail that is sculpted onto the actual arm cannon, and I think that looks fantastic. Now, I do wish he had a little bit more weapons. I believe in the actual movie he does have like blades, I believe. Actually, I haven't seen the movie in a while, so I don't remember if he does or not. I know in the Bay movies he does, but not in the newer ones. But he does looks fantastic, and I just kind of wish they added the blades just because. But he does have another version that I might get, so we'll see in the future if I get that one. So he does actually have another feature, which I think is the coolest feature that a small figure like this for $10 can have. He does have a light up feature, which you can barely see, but when you have it in the dark, it looks fantastic, and the lights on him look great. They're nice and bright too, and it just looks so good. I really do love the way it looks. It makes him look less dead-eyed, and it makes him just look all that well. And if you leave it for just a little bit of time, the lights do eventually shut off themselves. And I think that that is a very neat feature. Posability on the figure is actually pretty good. His head can look up that far, can look down that far. Of course, it's on a ball joint, so you can go side to side, and of course, a swivel all the way around. Shoulder pads are on a little bit of a hinge joint, and they can go out to about that far, can do a full 360, and has a little bit of a butterfly joint in there, which is always very nice. He's got a swivel at the kind of elbow area, which is always nice to see. Got a nice bend at the elbow, and of course a ball joint at the wrist. Now the wrists do kind of pop off a little too easily for me, but if you want a very strong connection instead of just popping it on, it has a little bit of a slit there to where you can slide it on in, and that connection is a lot more sturdier than just popping it on. So you can see difference kind of between popping it off and sliding it on. So it just gives it a little bit more stability when you're posing your figures, which I just kind of figured out right now. So that's why I kind of mentioned that instead of just popping it on. It's simple just to slide it on. You saw a little bit, but he does have some hinge joints at the chest, which reveal a little bit of a matrix of leadership, kind of, but there's nothing painted in there, but the light gives the illusion that he is opening his chest to reveal the matrix of leadership. A very nice swivel at the waist, which is always nice to see. Very nice spread at the legs, which I think that is very nice. He also does have a pretty good kick and a good back that can go pretty far. Has a very nice swivel at like the knee area and a nice bend as well. He also of course has the foot articulation, which swivels, goes up and down, and of course pivot, because it's all on a ball joint and the pivot does well. So posability on this guy, I feel, is beautiful. Now for a $10 figure that I bought on a whim at Walmart, do I think this thing is worth it? Absolutely. This thing is 100% worth it. When it comes to the paint, the sculpt, it is fantastic. It's so fun. The building experience for this guy was so much fun. If I was not in such a time crunch, I would totally film the process to building it, because it was just that much fun and I enjoyed every step of it, and I just love all the little accessories. He doesn't come with much, but what he does come with is beautiful. I love the posability. He feels nice. He doesn't feel like he's gonna fall apart, and he looks beautiful, especially with a figure this size, and he has light up features. And that's not even the last of it. He has one more accessory that we have not looked at yet. And that mystery accessory is his display base. Now, this display base, I think, is really, really cool. So it comes in 2 different parts, so you can easily have 2 figures on this display base, but you can snap them together just like so, and it works best when you kind of slide it on like this. But that just looks fantastic. Now, these little prints here are stickers, so you have to line it up perfectly, which I'm glad I did. I love the way it looks. I love the Autobot logo, and I love the Optimus eyes just peering from the bottom, and it's so good. So if you didn't have the stickers, they actually do come with a bunch of different holes to put stuff in. And yeah, you definitely can get so much use out of this. And basically just how it works is you just clamp the figure's legs onto the actual stand. He's got holes at the bottom of his feet. You just pop those on right there. I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you how a display base works. And boom, there it is. Now, the display base does not stop there, because the Optimus actually comes with these effect pieces, which these look really, really cool. And basically how they work is these little exposed holes. If you did put the stickers on, you'll have at least 1 exposed hole for each side. And basically you just want to take that and slide it into here, and then slide the other one right here. And it gives the base way more character, and it looks so dynamic with just those little features. It looks phenomenal, and you can switch them whichever way you want. It looks amazing, especially if you didn't add the stickers. You'll have so much more options with that, but this looks fantastic. What an amazing figure. I highly suggest you guys get this guy. This is a 5 out of 5. This Optimus is a 5 out of 5 figure for me, and I cannot wait to see what Bumblebee has in store for us as well. So let's get Bumblebee out here and let's review what he's up to. Now, Bumblebee pretty much has the same stuff as Optimus does. He has a beautiful box art with Bumblebee right at the front. Of course, the classic class block, the Blokees, you've seen it all. He's got a beautiful image of Bumblebee right there at the side. On the other side, some images of Bumblebee with some of his accessories, which I think is really cool. At the very top, you do have another image of Bumblebee. And of course, at the back, you do have all the little accessories, all the runners, and him just standing there on his display base. And I think that looks awesome. Of course, all of his little, synopsis right there if you want to read that yourself. Now, when it comes to Bumblebee himself, he looks fantastic. I love the way this Bumblebee looks. He looks so good. I wasn't sure which one to get first. I got Bumblebee first, and then I knew I had to get Optimus, and then it kind of just spiraled down from there. But he looks so amazing. He has so much detail on him. I love how the yellow looks. I think that is all fantastic. He just has so much detail, especially at the stomach. The actual chest piece that he comes with to connect his joints, his torso piece, had so much little detail that you can see it through the stomach area, and I really do like that. Love how the doors are painted. I really do think that they could have used a little bit of something, but I do love how they're painted on the other side, just a little bit of silver there. I think that looks really good. Love how the chest looks. Love that head sculpt. That is fantastic. I think the proportions on Bumblebee here are a lot better than on Optimus, because Optimus had a little bit of a longer neck, but Bumblebee, I feel like, is proportionately perfect, and I really do love the way he looks. Now, when it comes to Bumblebee, he actually does have a little bit more accessories than Optimus does, and I feel like that is kind of neat. He does have a pair of open hands, but if you wanted to, he has a fist hand, so he can actually fight with Optimus, and of course he does have that arm cannon, which to activate that arm cannon, you just gotta plug it in like so, and boom. It works just like Optimus's does, and it looks so good. I really do love the way it looks. Now, he also has an extra torso piece, which this torso piece, you kind of got to untab everything at the front here, but he does have this extra torso piece, because this torso piece goes for the Scourge figure that you're gonna get, and when you can basically recreate Bumblebee's death in Rise of the Beast. That's basically what this is for. You can attach this to your Scorn figure if you do have it, and it looks fantastic. I really do like the way it looks. It looks so good, and it just makes me want to get the Scorn figure so badly. And it's so awesome with these little details. Now, just like Optimus, this is one of the $10 figures, so he has the light up feature. And if you just tap on him just a little bit, boom, the lights are now on. So we're gonna go into darkness. Look at those little beady eyes. I love that. That is so good. I think that it's bright enough. It looks fantastic. I really, really do like that this is what we get with a little $10 figure. This is how a lot of figures should be. This looks fantastic, but he does have those nice little blue eyes. And of course, just like Optimus, if you leave it for a little bit, the lights will turn off by themselves. And I think that that is a very nice feature to have. Now, when it comes to Bumblebee's posability, he has pretty much the same as Optimus does. He has a head that can look up about that far. Well, he actually doesn't look up that far. There we go. He has a head that can look up that far, can go down about that far, and of course it's on a ball joint so you can't swivel it around and stuff. He has an arm that can go out that far. He has a little bit of that kind of fake butterfly joint going on there, which is very nice. He has a nice bend at the elbow. Of course, he does have a swivel at the bicep, which is nice. He has a swivel at the hand. He has a swivel at the waist, which is nice. He has a nice spread, which I think is very nice. He has a kick that can go back out that far and can go back that far. Nice bend at the knee. And of course, the up and down at the foot, which can also be a pivot. So this is a great figure, and of course you can get him into a lot of posabilities just like Optimus, and I think that they pair so beautifully together. I really do like these figures. I would love to have more of these $10 figures. They are a little bit more expensive on the Blokees website, mainly because you're getting it from their actual site, and I guess you gotta get it shipped to you as well. But if you find these guys in stores and you guys are Transformers fans and you don't mind Transformers that don't transform, this is by far one of the coolest little things ever. And it's such a cheap price for what you get. You have a beautiful building experience, you have light up features, you have beautiful paintwork and sculpting, and you have these amazing little accessories that they do come with, which I think is awesome. And of course, they have a freaking display stand, which I think is awesome. Bumblebee's, of course, looks just like Optimus, except Bumblebee's face is at the bottom instead of Optimus's, which I really do like. And if he has these nice little flame pieces, which look fantastic and definitely will set the scene when you get a Scorn figure stabbing right through Bumblebee. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, these two figures are fantastic. Both of these guys are a 5 out of 5. Beautiful. They're so beautiful. And I am so happy to own them. And I am definitely getting more. 100% I am getting more if I find them in stores. Or if I just want to just get them online, I will. So now our adventure is not done yet. We still have a little bit of other figures to look at. Mainly just glance at. We don't really have to look at posability or anything. But I did get 4 of these little Blokees mystery packs, which are also at Walmart as well, but I will have them in the description if I can. These are like $5, so they're a little bit cheaper. They don't have the light up features, but I do have them. So I bought 4 of them, and I got myself an Orion Pax, which looks really cool. I think that he is a very interesting figure. Don't know how I feel about seeing the face, but it's whatever. I also did get an Optimus Prime figure, which I think looks really cool. I think he looks definitely like Optimus Prime. I don't think he's as good as the $10 one, but hey, they're not really supposed to be like that. I also did get Hound, which is awesome. And then I got this one, which is a Death Tracker, which I don't know if that's just his name or if that's like, you know, a bunch of different robots called Death Trackers, but he looks pretty cool. I really do like him, but he's probably the weakest out of all of them. He looks awesome, but he doesn't have the best paint job whatsoever. But they all have pretty much the exact same posability. Like, they do not have anything really different, but they're nice. They're really nice figures, and I think they're a nice, cheaper option to get if $10 is not cheap enough, which I would just go for the cheaper option. But if you want more variety in your Transformers collection, these guys are definitely there for a nice little battle if you want, or if you want to customize them to be dead and then have your $10 ones be kind of over their bodies or something weird like that. You can definitely do that. And I think that all these figures are so cool, but especially those $10 ones that we looked at. They are by far my favorite. But that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope it wasn't too rushed. Each of these figures do have some accessories as well, but I am kind of on a deadline right now. As you guys, if you guys saw my little post, I am working on constructing. I'm doing the house, and because it needs it. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at right now, which is why these videos have to be a little bit shorter and a little bit cut down on editing. So hopefully the video turns out nicely. I'm very hoping you guys do enjoy it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video.